You have captivated somebody. It feels like a secret admirer, somebody in your environment that you are not aware of, although you may be picking up on the vibes of being watched, observed. It feels like this person has like laser focus upon you at this time. And with this energy of stranger curiosity, this could be somebody that is new to town. This could be somebody that has connected with you or knows of you or has seen you through the workspace. So if you've got like online platform, online business, this is someone who has come across your website, come across your profile. This could be somebody that just an algorithm recommended you in terms of like your social media website, if that is a public profile, if you work in like a brick and mortar, or even if you work from home and you kind of like leave your house to go out and have lunch, or anything in the course of the workday that sort of takes you out of that office environment. This may be somebody that you kind of like pass by. This could be somebody that frequents a location that you go to. They may work near you. This also may be somebody that works for the same company, same employer. There's a lot of different kind of varieties as far as what this energy can signify. So it's going to be different for everyone. But this is somebody who's definitely very fascinated. It feels like they are consciously sort of like remaining in the shadows at this point in time because they have only recently caught sight of you. This is within the last week or 2 weeks. You've come across this person's path. You have captivated them. It feels like instantly when they saw you, like saw a picture of you, saw you in person, it's almost like they stopped in their tracks, like they were frozen, almost like you had sort of like a Medusa effect upon them. Even if you didn't like make eye contact, it's like this person just turned to stone. They stopped. They became very alert, not frightened, but just very kind of like honed in on you, focused in on you. And it's something that has been such a profound effect that you have been on their mind like ever since. They have thought about you daily. This is somebody who, again, is kind of like they feels like they intend on approaching, but this is just sort of like a new discovery for them. So they're trying to sort of feel the situation out, trying to gather a little bit of information, trying to gather that courage, trying to sort of get themselves in more of a malleable position because they know they can't approach you, and be very like stone faced. They can't approach you, and just kind of expect you to be the one to kind of pick up on. Okay, well here I am. I've arrived right in front of you, so now you're gonna have to be the one to make the first move forward. Again, that energy of Medusa is coming through, where it's like without even knowing it, your beauty, your presence has like captivated. Your energy is like captivated this person, and all they can do at this particular point in time is kind of just like sit there and stare at you. We also have crown games, right use of power. So this person has seen you kind of in the midst of conflict, or maybe dealing with like stress, or maybe even, if you are an entrepreneur, you got your own business, they are aware of that business, and it's like you are wearing a lot of hats, you're juggling a lot of things. They see you as somebody that operates with integrity, and that is a very attractive feature for this person. Like just for people in general that they want to kind of call into their personal circle or their inner circle, this is somebody that has very high standards. At one point in time, this person could have, been just kind of like they would have described themselves almost like a people person. They gave everybody the benefit of the doubt. This might have been something that was kind of like a lesson for them in this lifetime, that not everybody who approaches with a friendly face is necessarily a friend. This person could have gone through certain lessons of like people close to them who stabbed them in the back, betrayed them, used them, took advantage of them. Things that it feels like has caused this person to now sort of exercise a bit of caution as far as opening up to new people. This is somebody who has cut the grass very low in their life. They've needed to, or certain circumstances happen where it's like they had to sort of start over. Maybe they had like one or two good friends and a lot of acquaintances that at one point in time they had defined as something else are now in the outskirts of their reality, or they've had to like walk away from a lot of interpersonal relationships with people This can definitely indicate somebody, that has moved, that is relocated. They are now local to you. This is somebody that's like new in town, or this is somebody that has had a change of jobs, change of profession. They've started over in some way in their life. And so, in addition to these kind of like mundane changes, this is also someone who's in a season of their life where they are a lot more picky as far as who they approach romantically, platonically, professionally. Hence the fact that it's like, they've caught sight of you. You have definitely captivated this person on multiple levels. And what they have observed so far in this very like short amount of time is the way that you carry yourself and the way that you interact with other people, or you present yourself out into the world, that you are somebody of integrity. And that is a very important quality for this person. And it feels like they are able to match that, kind of lived frequency, that lifestyle choice, that aspect of character as well. We also have the farther gate, a bold step forward. Yeah, so again, this is somebody that, they are not in any rush to kind of pounce on this situation, but you do have their full and undivided attention at this moment in time. This is something where they do plan on approaching, but they are going to take the slow route towards you. So don't anticipate that like tomorrow after you watch this video, all of a sudden this person's going to, come out of the shadows and say something. This can serve as a confirmation for you though, if you've kind of like sensed, hey, I think I've got a secret admirer, I feel like kind of, people are watching, not in a creepy way, but just, you can feel that kind of vibe, that sort of energy of desire. This isn't just somebody that wants to approach and like make a new friend. This isn't somebody that wants to approach, with a business offer or a business proposition, although definitely it could be the kind of person that you do business with. You may be in a similar line of business, or there may be something that they do professionally that is, kind of associated with or in conjunction with what you do professionally. So this can definitely be the type of circumstance that if you find them appealing, if you find them attractive, if the vibe's right, if the chemistry's right, if something develops between the two of you, there can be more than romance, and there may be kind of professional doors that are opened by this person, different ideas that they can bring to the table to help you kind of build your business, expand your business. This is the type of person that might be able to even introduce you to other people that kind of help you along in your career. But it feels like this is somebody that wants to, approach with honesty, with sort of like romantic interest and intent. But because they have recently caught sight of you, and again, they're in sort of a season of their life where they've come out of a season of lessons, maybe not anything very recently, but it's like they've had some sort of change in attitude, a change in the way that they approach people. They've had to like learn the hard way about the necessity of, discretion and discernment, really vetting people out. Kind of not everybody is now considered a friend. It's like this person has kind of recategorized people, like that's an acquaintance, that's a colleague, this is a friend, that's a frenemy. There's different kind of ways in which this person describes things, but they could have in the past just been like, oh, everybody's my friend, everybody's my buddy. And it feels like that is something that kind of led to some harsh lessons for this individual in terms of the nature, the type of people that gravitated towards them, that were maybe very opportunistic, or again, kind of like karmic individuals in their life, that they needed to go through some sort of process of kind of having their eyes opened, to the way in which the reality of people can often be different from the presentation. And so that experience of kind of like taking their time to really get to know people, not rushing in. This is not somebody that's like Knight of Wands energy, and even when they approach, it's going to be this fast and furious experience with one another. This is the type of person that, is not going to like drag their feet or drag things out unnecessarily, but they are going to take their time to, really kind of get the full picture of the experience between the two of you. Do we have compatibility? Is this something that we both want? This is the type of person that it feels like is going to test, kind of the connection between the two of you romantically if something develops. And this is also somebody that is going to be very open to and is going to encourage you to test them as well. Because again, they're in kind of a time in their life where it's like they are more concerned with having quality people around them than having this kind of like large pack or large kind of quantity of people, that may or may not kind of have their best intentions in mind. So again, this is someone that's going to, by choice, sit in that secret admirer energy, not because of fear, but because it feels most comfortable, because they've recently come across you. It's like, I need to see kind of a little bit more. I need to see what I'm dealing with. I need to kind of reflect on my own feelings. Is this just physical attraction? Is this something that, it feels like a good idea? Is my intuition telling me, that it's wise to move forward practically, actually, with where I am in my life? Do I have the time to invest in getting to know somebody? Because if something develops, this is the type of person that's like, they don't want to breadcrumb you. They don't want to kind of bite off more than they can chew. This is definitely the type of person that is moving very strategically and cautiously just in general at this point in their life. So it's like nothing personal, nothing about you in this situation. This is just how this person is moving at this time in their reality. We also have covenant, sacred contract. Yeah, so this again is somebody that is not starving for attention. This is not somebody that is kind of just, in a lot of talking stages with a lot of people. It feels like this person is basically just really focused on work, focused on other things in their life at this point in time, and they've kind of stumbled across you. Fate has kind of in some sort of way caused the two of you to cross paths, and it feels like for a lot of you, you're not even going to be aware of who this person is. At the most, it might be somebody that, you've kind of encountered them maybe once or a couple of times that you would be aware of. They wouldn't even, it doesn't feel like at this point be considered like a familiar face in the crowd, but this definitely can be the kind of thing where they do become that, where this person kind of inches towards you, or in some sort of way, like if you're seeing them in the physical environment, kind of scoots in a little bit closer. So there is that opportunity for almost like indirect contact with one another, like a lot of eye contact, a lot of being in like close proximity, just to sort of feel the situation out, just to sort of vet the situation out. This is somebody, it feels like that they give a lot, romantically speaking. They give time, they give energy, they give effort. So if they don't have that capability to do that for various reasons, and this is something that's like, I'll just stay single, I'll just wait for better timing, like they're not in a point in their life where they're just like, I need to find someone, I need to rush out and get married, I need to have a significant other. They really trust that all those things that they may want, that are perhaps things that you want too, those things will happen in the right time, in the right moment. So this person brings, again, like a very kind of like grounded, dependable, steady energy forth. Like that's the type of person that has their eyes set on you at this particular point in time. We also have deep quiet, meditation, and stillness. Yeah, so this is something where it feels like if you haven't already picked up on like the secret admirer vibe, you are going to, because this person isn't just kind of like, okay, here's this person that's captivated me and it's kind of a distraction. Let me push it out of my mind. Let me try to just ignore that. This is kind of like you have caught their attention and they are laser focused upon you. That will continue. And it isn't somebody that's just gonna like sit on the bench, sit in the shadows like a creep and, just watch and kind of like have their spicy thoughts. This is the type of person that's like, okay, this is interesting. This is intriguing. This has captivated me. Let me see what I can kind of figure out from this position. Let me scoot in a little bit closer and kind of test the waters here. They might even like come in a little bit closer, become that sort of familiar face in the crowd just to see, are you the type of person that makes the first move? Or are you the type of person that like, even if there's this deep and intense eye contact, you're sitting in that receptive feminine energy and, you're not going to chase, in which case, that is kind of going to determine like how they're going to approach the situation, then taking more of an active role, scooting in closer, scooting in closer. It feels like if you do encounter this person and you feel like instinctually inclined to approach them first, that's not something that is going to be a turnoff. That's not going to be something that they would sort of like, oh, forget it, that wasn't the approach planned. It feels like this person's very easygoing as far as like, okay, in some sort of way, you interest me, you intrigue me, I'd like to connect with you. And so I'm kind of in this process of negotiating that with myself, moving in closer, hoping that at some point in time you're going to be able to like pick up on that vibe, if that's possible. Like if this is somebody in kind of the physical environment, or again, like associated with the workplace, or even on social media, this may be somebody that starts to like things that you post, comment on things you post. They start to engage you. They're not just kind of like, okay, here's this rando that's following along, or this subscriber, and maybe they comment once and then that's it, or they're just kind of sitting there and watching and like not doing anything. This is definitely the type of person that is like one step after the other, closer and closer. If you make a move first, cool. If they are, continuing to take steps towards you and they're the one that makes the move first, cool. This is somebody that It feels like, again, brings like a grounded energy, a very like methodical energy. This is not somebody that's bringing in a lot of kind of like disruptive chaos. Like they don't tolerate that in their life at this point. They've kind of weeded that out of their existence for the most part. And so, as far as romance is concerned, if you don't have anyone special, then this is definitely the kind of person, this secret admirer, it feels like, that might give you kind of a calm, a steady, a reassuring experience of love and romance. But again, don't anticipate that this is somebody that is like tomorrow they're going to make that move. They have only recently caught sight of you, and it feels like if you don't already feel that kind of like eyes on you, that kind of like vibe of interest headed your way, you will, because this person is not just going to hold their current position. They will continue to progress forward towards you. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.